Episode 33, the Abra Wallet app.
Interested in Bitcoin?
Bitcoin is a very vague concept to a lot of people.
Need to know more about cryptocurrency?
We're going to talk about the basics. This is something that people just have no idea about what crypto is.
How about buying, selling, and mining?
Tony, I think that's one of the things that's going to make us a little different from some other shows.
We're getting our hands dirty.
Then listen to Gary Leland and Tony Sakala, better known as the Crypto Cousins, on the Crypto Cousins podcast. This week's price.
Price of Bitcoin, $8,546. That's down $548, which is over 6.1% for the last 7 days. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome to the Crypto Cousins. Gary Leland here.
And this is Tony Sakala.
And Tony, it's another down week in crypto, but actually compared to this weekend, it's up.
No kidding. It is up. We had some positive news out of the G20, and people were like, okay, the governments are saying it's okay to buy crypto, so maybe we should jump in. So, I'm not so fond of people who are waiting for the government to tell you what to do, but that's okay.
Well, not everybody is as willing to take the chance on their side, on their own. I guess they need a little bit of people telling them it's okay,
it's understandable,
So also I want to make sure before we get going, everybody knows about our Facebook group. I'm pushing this a lot because we're about to break 1,000 fans over there, and it's just a great Facebook group. So go to Facebook, search Crypto Cousins, join our group. We put everything we do there. So if you are scared you're ever missing anything, or especially our videos and stuff, because we're putting out a lot of videos right now. So make sure
good
you join
videos,
our group.
Really good videos.
Well, I think they're good because we're in them. We produced a lot this last weekend, Saturday or Sunday. We produced a lot of videos over here.
We did. We were extra hopped up on caffeine. That helps.
Yeah, that always helps to keep the conversation going. Also, I want to make sure everybody knows that I mentioned this, and we've been selling at a pretty good pace now, but we have a lot of graphic cards for sale. They're used graphic cards, but they're really not that old. Most of them are from November. So if anyone's interested in buying any graphic cards, what do we have? 1080s, 1070s?
We have really nice 1080s, really nice. Zotac 1080 AMP edition, which, AMP, it's just, I don't even know the difference. But Zotac says it's amped up. For mining, any 1080 is going to do a good job. These are great cards. We also have a few 1070 Ti's, which are a real darling for people who want to save a little electricity. I don't care too much about burning through electricity. If I'm having to worry about 3 or 4%, then I'm in the wrong business.
Yeah.
I feel like all this mining, if you're in it, you've drank the Kool-Aid, and you know that you're creating crypto for the future.
It's printing money, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's kind of like printing money.
Minting coins, printing money.
We also have some 1060s and some 1050s, I think, too, maybe. So if you're interested in those, just email us at thecryptocousins@gmail.com. We'll tell you what we have left. We're getting low, and then how much they are. Also, before we go any further, we got invited to a cryptocurrency super summit this weekend over in Irving, Texas. Did you have a chance to look at that link I sent you?
I did have a chance to look at it, and it looks really interesting. These guys really know what they're doing. They have how many members? I mean, a lot of members.
Like 1,000 members.
1,000 members.
Or 980 or something, but it's close to 1,000 members. It's like a group together. They all work together. I'm really interested to go to this and see, because they have a lot of interesting speakers there, and they're more of into making money, I guess. Right?
Mm-hmm. Kind of investment opportunities, I don't know. I'll see when we go.
Yeah, well, we'll be there Saturday and Sunday for sure, and I'll have the link in the show notes. But the link is a long one. I'm just going to say it here in case anyone can remember this. It's bitcoin.com. No, excuse me. It's bitcoin.infiniteusresearch.com/summit. They need to get a short link for that, don't they?
I think we can make one for them.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Yeah, if you want to go to that, just go to cryptocousins.com/summit. How's that? So that's what it'll be. So if you want to go to that, go to cryptocousins.com/summit. You can see the cryptocurrency super summit this weekend. If you're in Irving, you may want to drop by there. Looked like it's pretty good to me. We'll both be there. If you do see us there, make sure and say hi, and we'll probably produce some shows from there.
Yeah, it's amazing how every weekend there's something to do in crypto.
Every weekend we're invited to something in crypto. I mean, every weekend. We probably could have spoken here if we wanted to. I just going, nah, it's not enough time to get ready. We were asked to speak. Was this weekend the weekend we were also asked to speak at that lawyer deal?
Yes.
And we turned that one down because we didn't have enough time. So I'm not saying we were asked to speak at this summit, but I had a feeling that if we wanted to, we could have. And we were asked to speak at another thing, so we had 2 speaking gigs this weekend. One we definitely had, the other one, but it's like every weekend we're being asked to speak somewhere about crypto. I'm speaking tomorrow. At this, Tony, tomorrow I'm speaking at the Summit for the Aged.
Oh, okay.
The Old People Summit.
Well,
I don't know if I'm liking this. So since I'm 63,
this is your second gig. Yeah,
since I'm 63,
exactly.
I'm getting invited to speak at the old people groups. This is my second old people group I'm getting invited to speak at. I don't know if I'm liking this old people stuff here, but I'm spreading the word tomorrow about the Crypto Cousins and crypto in Arlington at the Convention Center. I'm one of the keynote speakers for the Summit for the Aging or something like that. So actually, this will be my first keynote, I think. Actual keynote. I've been on a keynote panel, but this will be my first keynote that I've given. So also, if you guys know anywhere, if you guys are having any events, you want the Crypto Cousins there, hit us up. As long as we're not losing any money, we're not out of pocket, we'll consider coming to your event there. But hit us up.
We love to speak.
Yeah, we love speaking. We love traveling. Well, I don't like traveling that much now that I think about it. But I like it once I get there, But then I hate it when I got to go to the hotel room and instead of my house. But also want to thank all our supporters. We have a lot of people who are donating at cryptocousins.com/Patreon on our Patreon account. If you want to see how you can help us, go to cryptocousins.com/donate, and you can see all the ways to help us there. And I'm kind of changing up the order there this weekend of the show, Tony. I'm moving straight into a phone message here so we can answer it. And this one, if you do want to call us with a phone message, just call 747-777-9471. That's 747-777-9471. You can call us with a phone question, a comment, a message, whatever you want to do. It's a phone recording system, so we don't care what you leave. But let's listen to this question from one of the cousins.
Hi, good morning. I apologize if you guys have gone over this in a later podcast, but I am still catching up on some backlogged ones here. Just had a question regarding your interview with Mark. It seemed that he was talking about how you could either do the proof of work or the proof of stake, or stake, excuse me. And it sounded like you had made a comment regarding how the proof of stake seems to tend to lean toward the rich getting richer, and Mark kind of seemed to agree with you, but neither of you went into much detail regarding that. I was just curious if you could clear that up a little bit and go into a little more detail as to why exactly that is and what exactly is going on there. Thank you very much. Keep up the good work.
Okay, Tony, I'm going to let you take this one. I think I already know the answer. Proof of work versus proof of stake. Why would Mark say that the proof of stake helps the rich get richer?
Oh, I thought you were going to take this one.
Well, I'll take it.
I was ready to take the next one.
Hey, that's fine. I'll take this one. I would say that the reason he's saying that, I'm going to use Dash nodes for an example. Mm-hmm. Dash is proof of stake. Mm-hmm. Now, you can't mine Dash. You do the nodes, and the nodes cost 1,000 Dash. Now, the price of Dash is down right now. It's close to $400. So that means to have a Dash node, you have to have $400,000 worth of Dash you can set aside for a node. Earlier, Dash was close to $1,000 each. So at that point, you need $1 million to have a Dash node. So the fact that the rich get richer is basically to set $1 million aside or even $400,000 aside, just for a node means you're kind of like got some money.
Well, and the node continues to pay those dividends. And so anybody who has a master node, no matter what type of coin, Dash or say Polis or some of these other coins that have master nodes, they're getting paid these dividends. So proof of stake basically says if you've got the cash, you've got the money, and you set it aside, then you'll get more. Actually, there's a slight correction. Dash is still mineable. And
okay, thank you. I wasn't 100% sure on that. Thanks for correcting me.
That's the ant miner D3 is mining Dash these days.
Okay, since I've never looked into that, I just assumed they had a node only, maybe. But yeah, so if you got money with proof of stake, you can get more money. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, you aren't tying up even money for a node like a small price node. You aren't tying up a lot of money in it. So that's what he meant by the rich gets richer. If I think that answers your question, and thanks for correcting me on that, Tony, because now I just learned something. So is that answer, did I answer it good enough?
I think so. You know, the idea that setting aside money in proof of stake is going to be better for the rich, because if you think about it, if you can set aside $10, yeah, sure, you'll make a little bit of money over a year. But if you can set aside $10,000 or $10 million, you know, percentage-wise, you're going to be making a lot more money.
Well, people with the Dash nodes, I know that when they were $1 million, when Dash was 1,000, so that meant Dash was 1,000 a coin, so you had to have $1 million worth of Dash to have a node. I was at a Dash event, and I talked to a guy who was trying to get enough. He was almost there, enough to get his node. He almost had enough Dash to get his node, and he was telling me that a Dash node pays $8,000 to $12,000 a month. Is how much you make off of it.
Wow. Yeah, well, according to Dash, it's dash.org, 45% of the Dash block reward goes to miners, 45% goes to a master node, and 10% of the block reward funds its own development.
Oh, okay, there you go. So thank you for calling in that question. And like I said, if you have a question or comment, just call it 747-777-9471. I'm still waiting for someone to make us a jingle for that. 747. And I'm not going to sing it. Hey, also, I want to let everybody know that, I had a show I did on once a week in my office called Morning Coffee with Gary. Then I changed that to Crypto Coffee with Gary, and I started doing it every day. Every morning I do a short video, like a news flash, Crypto Coffee with Gary, and it comes out before 9 o'clock in the morning usually. You can find it at cryptocousins.com. Well, I decided to change production again. Now, it's not Morning Coffee with Gary, which was changed to Crypto Coffee with Gary. It is now 4-Minute Crypto. So that's the name of the show starting tomorrow, 4-Minute Crypto.
Oh, fantastic.
Because I wasn't having any coffee.
So, you weren't having any coffee. Mm-hmm.
So I was saying this show is for you to enjoy while you had your coffee. Because I was kind of lazy. I was using the old logo I had. I just could change it.
I see.
Morning Coffee to Crypto Coffee. I was lazy. But now that I've done the show for the days, my 7th day, I kind of said, well, maybe I'll do this for a while. Maybe I need to get a little better at it. And I wanted 5-Minute Crypto. But someone had 5-Minute Crypto.
Oh.
So I said, I'm glad no one had 4-Minute Crypto. I might have had to go down to 3-Minute Crypto. So instead of 5-Minute Crypto, I got 4-Minute Crypto. So that's where the name came from, if everybody's wondering why I chose 4. But check out 4minutecrypto.com, which really just leads you to the Crypto Cousins page. But that way you can see all the you can keep up every morning with the crypto 4-Minute Crypto, and we're putting out, like I said, a lot of other video right now, which is there.
I think it's a great idea. By the time I'm out of bed, your show's already on YouTube.
Yes.
I'm getting out of bed, and you've already produced a show.
I'm a quick worker there. I'm a quick early riser. I've really been enjoying the show because it's really helping me learn a lot of current events, I guess you would say, in the world of crypto. Because I have to go through a lot of events to find a lot of news items to find the one I want to talk about. So I'm actually learning a lot about current events, which is I'm liking a lot. And speaking of current events, hey, did you like that segue?
I like that segue.
Bitblockboom.com. Bitblockboom.com.
Boom.
Boom! That's our new conference we're doing in Texas, in Dallas-Fort Worth area. Go to bitblockboom.com, and you can, the site is up. We're still doing work on it, but it is up. So I forgot to say that this morning, Tony. It looks good. Looks good.
Thank you.
And
site is up. It's launched.
Yep, it's launched.
It's not just a coming soon page.
We had a little bit to do on it, but it's there, and you can see we're starting to add speakers. We have commitment from Pierre Rochard, who is on our next show, our next Thursday show. We're doing an interview with him, but he'll be there. Tony and I will be there. Casey Watkins is there. Cousin Risen, Mark Risen's going to be there. So we're lining up speakers now. So check out the site and see what you think. Anything you want to say about that, Tony? Because I'm just babbling away about it.
Well, it's a great conference for learning. The folks that are coming out are teachers. They really want to spread the ideas of cryptocurrency so that people can wrap their minds around it. And I'm looking forward to it. It's a conference that I would go to. If I wasn't producing it, I would go to it.
Yeah, I think I would go to it also. It's not an ICO fest. I mean, some people like ICO fests. Like I went to one last year, and that's all it was ICOs, speaking about their ICOs. And to me, it wasn't.
If you're into that,
yeah.
It's exciting. But,
yeah, that wasn't
really
my deal, because we don't recommend people where to get their crypto or how much to buy or what to buy. We're more educational on the show. So I think our listeners will like this.
I believe they will.
When we were talking, you and I, about Monero forks the other day, I just thought we'd go over that ASIC miner is making a machine for Monero, and Monero says, no way that's going to happen. They're going to fork it if they do it?
Yep, that's the plan. Monero's going to fork, and they said they'll fork every 6 months to prevent ASICs from being built. So, if you're familiar with mining, we started with, you could just mine on a regular computer. That's how even Bitcoin started. You could just mine on a laptop. But as more people get involved, you can't have all these miners doing the same thing on a laptop, because then you'll be making blocks in a few seconds rather than a few minutes, because the computer power would be too great. So the network algorithms adjust and they become more difficult. So now we're in a place where the difficulty is so high that the arms race, so to speak, for computers is now specialized computers called ASICs, application-specific integrated circuits. And so these devices made by a company called Bitmain are basically, Bitmain runs the whole planet regarding cryptocurrency. They're the dominant leader. They make ASICs for Bitcoin, Litecoin, for Dash, and the Sia coin promised to come out with their own miner, and Bitmain said, "Oh, okay, great. Well, we're going to do one for that algorithm too." And a bit of a ongoing tussle has taken place in Sia coin. But let's get to the Monero. Monero said, "No way. We're not going to." The core developers said, "No, we're not going to take this sitting down, and we're going to change the algorithm." So I think Bitmain's in a little bit of trouble because they already made the miner.
Oh, I didn't know they made it already.
The miner's been made, and they've been mining with it for a while.
Oh.
The difficulty rose dramatically, and the miner is so powerful that they're charging $12,000 for it.
Oh, wow. Well, they can afford to take a hit, probably, if that happens. I don't think it's going to put them out of business.
Well, then now they're moving into selling version 2 of the miner. Well, there's release 1, release 2, release 3, and each of the people who've already paid for the miners are getting money back, or they're getting opportunity to buy 2 or 3 more. I think if you bought 1, they'll give you 3 free now. I mean, because it's a fire sale. It's a big hassle for them.
Yeah.
So because they're going to be a door stopper in a couple of months.
Right. So, we'll probably end up doing another show completely about that, but that's kind of interesting. So, just the announcement of it's making them get rid of their inventory.
Yeah. Oh, because it's not happened yet, but soon, when it forks, then, and the other crypto night coins, there are several others that use the similar algorithm to Monero. They're threatening as well. They don't want that to happen because they've built up a community of miners who will be, completely obsoleted by this machine. It is so powerful. It runs 24,000 hashes per second at 500 watts. I think the comparison was it's like equal to 100 Vega 64s.
Oh, wow. So it's a pretty powerful machine. Okay. Well, I want to do some research on that and really get into that, and then we'll see, especially once the fork happens. Or maybe we need to do it right before the fork happens so everybody who knows Monero knows what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, also I want to tell everybody we have this is kind of interesting, Tony. We have Crypto Cousins paper wallets being created.
Yay.
So these are actual paper wallets. They look kind of like money. We should be getting our proofs anytime. We're having a company out of Europe that makes paper wallets for a lot of companies around the world make these. We're not just like going half-ass at it. We're like using a great company that's a great graphics company and everything. And these are going to be really good. And a lot of people buy these wallets to collect, Tony. It seems like a lot of people collect these. So we'll end up with like a series of them. But they're actual paper wallets that you have the keys to. And you generate your own keys, from what I understand, talking to them. So we don't have the keys. Neither does the printer. No one has the keys. So these will be going on the site soon. So I did want to let everybody know that's coming so they can be looking forward to it. But right now, we have Crypto Cousin coins on the website. And people have probably seen these little coins that are Bitcoin representations. You know what I'm talking about, Tony?
Yes.
Yeah, well,
they're really sharp.
Yeah, well, these are the Crypto Cousin coins like that. They're the size of a silver dollar. Except they're like our logo. Our logo is your and my heads on the coin. And that's what the Crypto Cousins coins are. So we have Crypto Cousin coins on the website. If anyone's interested in those, you can see the coins. When the paper wallets come, you'll be able to see those. You can see everything we sell at cryptocousins.com/shop, SHOP. So check out cryptocousins.com/shop and see what you think of the Crypto Cousin coins. What do you think of the Crypto Cousin coins?
Well, I'm a little biased because my face is on it. But, I don't know if you've mentioned it before, but, the artist is a quite famous artist that and she's done some amazing work.
Yeah, she did. You know how the U.S. Mint has these gold coins? She did. They made a series of gold coins for the First Ladies, and she actually made the coin. At least one, she made Lady Bird Johnson's gold coin. So she's made coins, or designed coins, not made them, but designed coins for the U.S. government mint, the U.S. Mint. So we have an official.
She's the real deal.
Yeah, she's the real deal. and when she got through with it, she goes, Gary, I charge this many dollars to the mint, which is way, way more,
way
like
more than we
100 times more than she normally charges me. So she goes, is it okay if I charge you, which was like 10 times more? And because I did the same amount of work that I'm used to making 100 times more for. And I said, sure. I appreciate you only charging me 10 times more, not the 100 times more. So they are good-looking coins, not to say the least. Let's see. This week we have a email message from Cousin Ed. You were going to answer this, so why don't you?
This is the one I thought I was going to be on.
Why don't you go ahead and take this one? Go ahead and read this question.
Okay. So Cousin Ed writes, first, I want to say I love you guys and listen religiously to your show. Cool. I've turned all my crypto friends onto you as well. Keep up the great work.
Everybody needs to do that.
Yes. Turn your friends on to our show. I have a question for Tony regarding mining. I was looking to build a small miner and hear about Ethan all the time. I've decided to start with his hardware config for my first small machine. Thanks for sharing the hardware list with everyone. I've gone ahead and ordered all his parts. My question goes beyond his hardware and into his software side. Can you share some technical info about his operating system software side, as well as some tips on tuning his CPU/GPUs? Thanks, Ed. Well, that's a great email and a great question because we don't go into much detail about the software because it is rather simple. And we'll add that to the description that you download software from a website called Hive. Hive OS is the operating system, and it's really point and click. Once you get it downloaded onto a USB stick, then the software goes into the miner and it boots up automatically. So it's not Windows. It is a Linux operating system, but you're not seeing the Linux part. It's actually running the mining operating system on top of Linux. And so when we set up a Ethan miner for someone, it is plug and play. We already put people's name and wallet into the operating system. So all they need to do is go to a website and they can control the mining operations right from a website. So that's our operating system, and we'll put a link in the show notes about that. Because Gary and I have created an affiliate link for Hive OS, and we get a little something if you start using it and start paying. Actually, the first 3 rigs are free. So if you're just a home miner, just have 3 rigs, it's free. And we have the other part of the question is tips for tuning the CPU and GPUs. Now, as you know, if you look at our list for our miner, which we sell, is online, and you can see all the parts. You know that the CPU is a Celeron chip, which is really low power, about 47 watts, and it doesn't do any heavy lifting for the mining. It just kind of loads the operating system. The heavy lifting is done by the GPUs, and our GPUs on a standard Ethan are 2 GTX 1080s, and each one is different. If you have Zotac 1080s, if you have EVGA 1080s, even 2 1080s side by side in the store, they may have different memory. So the tuning, in other words, how fast you can overclock them or how you set the voltage, is something you'll have to just experiment with. And we generally start out with no tuning, and then we work up to speed up the processor in the GPUs by like 100 megahertz. And then we tune up the memory speed roughly 1,000 megahertz. So in the average GPU, the Zotacs that we use, we're working roughly 1,000 memory, and 100 on the core processor speed. So you try it, and if it crashes, then you bring it down a little bit. That's basically how you do the tuning. You just keep adding speed and run it for a couple of hours, and then see if it crashes. And if it doesn't, then you can turn it up a little bit more. And you want to get to a stable place where your GPU is not crashing. And something that you also need to be concerned about is the heat. The GPUs run very hot. That's why there's a lot of loud fans on in most miners. We're running a special system that is fine-tuned in a way that we have 5 fans or 6 fans on the Ethan, but they're running very, I guess the word is in concert. So it's not a very loud machine. But you have to be concerned about the heat. So if you overclock your GPU, it's going to get hotter. And most people say try to keep the temperature under 70 degrees Celsius. Some people say 75 degrees. It's up to you. How long do you want your hardware to last? There's really not a hard and fast rule. So that's it. That's a great question, Ed.
That was a long answer there. You gave him a lot of information, so I hope that was everything you needed, Ed. And also, for those listening, Ed said that he bought the part list that was recommended by Tony. That's on our site, turnkeymining.com. So if you go to turnkeymining.com, you'll see the list of parts there. Because there's one thing on the Turnkey Mining website, that's the one machine that we sell. And that when you go to that machine, it shows you the parts. And we're out of machines right now because we don't have graphic cards. So
and that's a whole nother story.
That's a whole nother story. Yeah, but thanks for the question, Ed. We appreciate it. And if you have a question you want to send in and you don't want to send it as a voice question, just send it to thecryptocousins@gmail.com. And before we go any further, before we get into the meat of today's show, I do want to mention Tony and I are not financial advisors. We are just doing a show here for fun, sharing what we learn as we learn it. And we hope that you learn something from us learning something. And I've done some actual testing on this topic that we're talking about today. Today's topic is the Abra wallet app.
This is a cool app.
So you looked at it?
Yes, I looked at it. I downloaded it. I set up an account. Really cool app.
And you can get it from goabra.com or abra.com. But it's on your iPhone, and it's also on Android. If you just go into your app store and search Abra, you're going to see the app, and the icon's got like a little purple guy's body on a white background. But yeah, I downloaded the app. There's a lot of things I like about the app. I like the fact that you can upload your currency and you can buy right inside the app. Mm-hmm. And there's no fees if you want to buy inside the app or exchange inside the app. That's kind of cool until now if you take it out of the app, like if you transfer Bitcoin out, there is a fee then. But if you transfer in and buy Bitcoin and switch it for Litecoin, there's no charge for that. So that's kind of cool.
That is cool.
But I think the coolest thing about it is that, let's say I had some ox in here, because I'm going to give this ox away, and I certainly wouldn't give Tony Bitcoin. So let's say I had some ox in here, which is like 10 cents, and I wanted to send Tony 10 cents, which I might send him 10 cents. So
thank you, Gary.
I'm just a nice guy that way.
You're a nice guy.
I'm a nice guy. I share. I like to spread it around. But, I don't have to have Tony's wallet address. I don't have to have his public key. I don't have to have anything. All I have to do is inside the app say, I want to send Tony an ox, and press his contact inside of the app. And if he has the app, it sends it right to him on his phone. That's the coolest part, I think.
That is the coolest part, because you don't have to worry about addresses and public address, private address. I mean, all this stuff that people have to be concerned about with crypto is rather esoteric. And so here, if you just know the person's phone number, you can send them a crypto.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. That's the next step. I think things like that are going to have happen to make this crypto a lot easier. I mean, gosh, if I walk up to you and say, hey, send me some crypto and my battery's dead, you go, what's your public key? I'm going to go, like I have that memorized for every coin.
Right.
I have a different public key for every coin.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the things I do like about it. Now, it does take bank transfers, and it has most every bank listed in there. And it also takes credit cards, it says. But the only credit card it takes is American Express. So that cuts off a lot of people who don't have American Express. So in my attempt to do the research for all the cousins out there, I decided to use my American Express yesterday and buy crypto. On credit card, you can buy $200 worth of crypto a day.
Oh boy! You really got a real big spender there.
Yeah, and a limit of $1,000 a month.
Oh boy!
So if you want to buy Bitcoin, it would take you all year.
You need a whole Bitcoin. It's gonna take all year.
Well, you'd never get a Bitcoin. It keeps going up.
Oh my!
And you'd be spending the next year and a half trying to catch up with it if it keeps going up. So that's what you can buy. So yesterday I decided to buy $200 worth of or transfer. First, you got to transfer it in there. So I decided to transfer $200 using my credit card into the Abra app. Well, first they charge you 4%.
Oh.
Okay. On
so
credit
there you
cards.
go. That's why the network fees are free. They're making it up front.
So it was $208 being charged to my credit card, my American Express, to get $200 into my wallet. That was the first step. So I did it. Even though I'm like spending 4%, I did it. I bit the bullet and did it for the cousins.
You did it for the cousins.
Somebody's got to do this hard work here, Tony. Somebody has to. Anyway, so I transfer my money and it says your bank refused the transfer. So I said, well, I'll try it again. Maybe if I do $190 with the 8%, maybe. That didn't make any sense to me, but that kept the whole thing under $200. So I tried.
So you're a pioneer now.
And I tried it, and I still, my credit card company, not my bank, my credit card company, should I say. I said bank a second ago. Your credit card company refused the transaction. I want to actually.
So they don't really want you to spend money that's your money.
Well, I don't know.
Is it your money? I guess it's not your money. It's American Express's money until you pay the bill.
Well,
this is why we're doing crypto. Do you understand, people? This is why we're doing crypto. American Express is telling Gary, we don't like your transaction. We don't like where you want to spend the money. We don't trust that this is
well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
I'm getting a little hot under the collar. You know how I get.
I know you are when you hear that, but I'm not sure. I'm taking American Expresses. I'm keeping them out of trouble for the moment until I know for sure. Okay.
Okay.
Because my thing said card declined. I made a screenshot. Card declined. Sorry, we're unable to process your payment. Please call the number on the back of your American Express card to resolve this call. Okay. That's what happened after I tried to complete the transaction. So even doing more tough research, doing the hard work no one wants to do, I called American Express when I got home. I called American Express and I said, hey, what's the scoop here? Because believe me, there's nothing wrong with my credit card to be declined, you know. So I
know
I got $200 worth of credit. So I called American Express and said, "What's the deal with my credit card being declined tonight?" And then they go, "Oh, from Abra." Because they can look up on their screen.
Oh, wow. They were all over it,
and they said, looks like you tried to spend $208 there and $198 there a second time. And you have a block on that account for Abra on that customer. I said, a block? And they said, did you put a block on there? I said, no, I hadn't put any kind of block on there. I've never done anything with them until today. And they said, well, your first transaction went through, the $208 charge. And then there was a block put on it, which now I'm thinking Abra puts the block on there for 24 hours maybe.
I see.
Because you can only buy once a day.
I see.
So because they were like kind of confused. She's going, well, you bought the first one and then it looks like you blocked it. I mean, you know, we didn't block it.
All right.
And so,
I got hot under the collar for no reason, didn't I?
That's okay. That's something that'll get you going, though, Tony.
Yeah.
So I understand completely. But that's why I was trying to catch you off. I didn't want to give them too much hard time. And so I'm going, well, they said the credit didn't go through. The first one was declined. And I said that the lady, very helpful, said, which American Express has always been very helpful to me. She said, well, I don't know what to tell you. I see right here it went through. Do you want us to cancel it? What do you want us to do? And I said, no, just leave it alone for now. I'll call you back. So I send an email to Abra. And I go, Abra, what's the scoop here? You know, I didn't say that, but basically, that's what I'm said basically. You know, what's the scoop here? My American Express tells me my transaction went through for $208 I made on this date, and you said my charge was declined. You know, what's the scoop on that? So then I get a message back from Abra this morning going, please check your wallet again. Sometimes it takes 24 to 48 hours for the money to show up.
Oh.
Which I have no idea why it takes 24 to 48 hours. I mean, they've already gotten the confirmation from the credit card company. I take credit cards every day at my business and on my websites. So now I checked it before the show started, and it still doesn't show any money in my wallet. So I'm going to check tomorrow, which I guess I'll update y'all on the next week's show. But, yeah, so American Express says they gave the money to Abra. Abra says it takes 24 to 48 hours to show up. Abra also said my charge was declined. So that's the information I have about the wallet for you guys. If you're using
you
your
are a
credit card.
pioneer, Gary. You're doing a lot of heavy lifting for everyone else.
Well, so I will update you guys later, but that says the status right now. The status is as is. I gave him $200 and I got nothing. That's where I'm at right now. If you get to the basics, Tony.
Right. Oh man.
So I like the whole concept of the Abra wallet. I like the fact that I can transfer money to someone else without having to use their knowing their public key. I like how it works. I like that I can make transactions inside of it at no charge. You know, I don't have to use a credit card and pay 4%. You know, I could do a bank transfer. There's no charge for that. You know, but so I'm not going to give them a hard time about the credit card fee. They do pay a credit card fee, by the way. They probably pay like 3% on American Express. So they're not making a ton off of that. They're just not wanting to eat it. But my disclaimer is I don't have any money yet in there, and American Express is definitely taking $200 from me and put it in there. So, are they charging me $200? So we'll see where that lies. So that's my deal, and I guess I'll check it tomorrow and the next day and see if I get my $200. If not, I'll call American Express and have them take it away from those guys. It's funny they sent me like just a form letter, though. I guess they must get asked that a lot.
Well, they probably do because, I mean, if you're expecting something to work immediately, I mean, you buy something with a credit card, usually you check out and then you walk out of the store with your product. So you expect it to go right through.
These guys must be in the Philippines, too, I think, because they have another thing called tellers, Abra tellers, like bank tellers, but Abra tellers. And they only have these in the Philippines, but you can apply to be an Abra teller. And what an Abra teller is, it's somebody who knows how to work the Abra app real well. I mean, which is a pretty easy app. But I guess if you have no knowledge of crypto or how to use a phone, I guess you would call it an Abra app. And they're all like independent contractors. They charge whatever they want to charge. They meet people wherever they want to meet people, and people can call up and go, or contact them and said, I want you as an Abra teller to help me buy my crypto on my phone?
Well, it seems like there's a new kind of gig economy where people are floating around as consultants to cryptocurrency apps. I think it's a pretty interesting development.
Well, they don't have any anywhere except for Philippines, but you can apply for one, I guess. So if they do decide to go into a new country with tellers, you're on the list. And the tellers, I guess if you were like really fast at texting, you could charge $500 to come do it. And if you were pushing just with your index finger, you know, you're not looking very professional. So you got to like charge maybe $10 an hour since they all can set their own fee, you know, I guess.
That's funny.
Yeah. So I don't know what the deal is with the Abra apps. It sounds kind of weird that you would actually pay someone to come press the button and set up your bank account. I mean,
look, you know, I think people don't want to get it wrong. They want to make the right choices. Look, people have people come over and set their VCR to stop the flashing, you know, clock.
Hey, you know, I didn't have to do any KYC either, you know, which is filling out. Yeah, I didn't have to give them a picture of my credit card or my driver's license, front and back. I didn't have to hold a little piece of paper that said, I'm Gary Leland and I want to use this. I mean,
that's
I
nice.
never understand
you didn't have
that
to
one.
Ask permission. Oh,
I
yeah,
never understand
exactly.
that one. You have to hold a little piece of paper saying, I'm Gary Leland and I want to use Kraken support or something. But I didn't have to do anything like that. The phone, I guess when I verified my phone number, everything's verified through your phone, I guess. But also,
so it's a little like Shapeshift in that way, where Shapeshift doesn't use any AML or KYC.
The thing I did find odd, though, is, you know, when you get your seed words, you know, everything pretty much gets your seed words. And so I'm setting my account, and it says, write down your seed words. Don't copy them. You know, it tells you that. Don't take a screenshot. Write it down on a piece of paper, and you go, okay, got them. And you go to the next page that says, what are your seed words? so if you were just like going, okay, I got it, whatever, you have to write them down. I guess you could copy and paste. But you have to go back to the seed words because you can't proceed just by going, okay, I got that.
They're checking on you. That's good.
Yeah, so that was interesting. But the thing I found more weird, I guess, instead of interesting, was the fact that if you go on the Abra app to your profile, it says on here, you can find I saw them the other day, you can find your seed words on the app.
Ooh, that's not so good.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of weird. Now I'm looking for them now.
You can just...
Wallet security, review recovery phrase, and there they are. I'm looking at all my C words. So I thought that was kind of weird that I could see on my app all my C words. So if someone was to just pick up my phone for a minute and get in it, they go, oh, there's the C words. I'm going to copy this and send myself email myself, text myself an image or something.
Well, is there a PIN that protects it?
There is a
four-digit PIN.
There is a PIN.
Okay, so protected by a PIN, but that's it. Once that,
a lot of times, you know, family members and stuff know your PIN you use because you use it
Sure.
You might use the same PIN on your garage door opener, you know, as you use on that. So I don't know. I don't know why the seed words are on my app. I mean, because that I think is weird.
I don't think the Leland family fortune is going to be going on the Abra app.
No, it's not. It may be, but it might not even be $200.
Yeah, now that we see this.
Yeah, the rate I'm going, it might not even be $200. But that's my information on the Abra. And also, I forgot, they picked the Litecoin to use for their inter-trading. Did you know that?
Well, that makes sense. Sure.
Yeah, so that was supposed to be a big deal for Litecoin. So they did Litecoin like making smart contracts with Litecoin, kind of like, to transfer one currency to another inside the app, if I'm remembering that correctly. So that was supposed to be a really big deal for Litecoin, because I guess maybe it was out of Litecoin and it was out of Bcash. They were checking on the two. Just I'm getting that feeling from what I remember reading. And somehow, or not somehow, but the fact is Litecoin won, I guess, and became the method they used instead of Bcash.
Well, it makes sense. Litecoin's kept a low profile, stayed out of a lot of debates, and, it just kind of works, I mean, it uses a similar protocol as Bitcoin, different proof of work, but the bottom line is it's very, very similar.
You know, in the last week or so, when Bitcoin, over this last week, when Bitcoin took its big crash, Litecoin really didn't crash as much. It's kind of like it didn't go up, but it's kind of like maybe this news kind of held its own. You know, Charlie Lee says there's going to be a flappening, yes, of a flappening of Litecoin versus Bcash. That Litecoin's going to pass Bcash. Flappening, yeah, instead of flippening. That's right. So I think that would be pretty cool. I hope so. I have quite a bit of Litecoin. I don't have any Bcash. I get rid of my Bcash.
Well, you know, I was at a meetup this weekend, and everybody's talking. Of course, I was talking about mining with most people, and there was a local company here in Carrollton that makes miners, and he said he was going to talk to the president of the company to see if we can come out and do a tour.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean, they're really, and they build computers for schools, and so they had everything ready to go, so they got into the mining business. Wow. So we had a good conversation.
Well, cool. Let us know when that Let me know when that happens. Mm-hmm. And we might as well start cutting this off because I'm sure we are past our. Let me see.
Yeah, we're getting on to
40.
Yeah,
that's 40
so
minutes. Bad. Yeah, that's not so bad. It's right on time for us for our 30-minute shows. Hey, everybody, I hope you enjoyed today. Oh, is there anything else you wanted to add about Abra before we get out of here?
Well, talking about Litecoin and using it to transfer and everything. And one of the other guys at the meetup was talking about Tether. And, Tether's tethered to the U.S. dollar.
Right.
And he said, because other people diversify their portfolios by buying different coins, I think we could probably do a whole show on this. Like, how do you diversify your portfolio if all the coins rise and fall in concert? And this guy said, well, he put it in Tether. So his money stayed at the same value.
Right. And then he could switch it back over to other coins.
Exactly.
Yeah. Tether's tied to the U.S. dollar. I think there's a lot of bad news getting ready to come out about Tether, though. So
yeah, there's a little bit. That's the risky factor there.
Yeah, so I'm not saying anyone get Tether, that's for sure. We don't say for anyone to get anything.
No, exactly. We're exploring opportunities, exploring possibilities.
Okay. Well, everyone, thanks for listening to today's show. We really appreciate it. Hey, if you're listening on iTunes or anywhere, please subscribe and give us a 5-star review and a comment. And if you're listening on your phone right now, just scroll down the page. It's really easy to do. Take your finger, slide it up. You'll see the 5 stars. At least click on 5 stars. If you want to add a comment, you can do that too. But it's pretty easy to do. It's slide, click. So give us a 5-star review. If you're not subscribed to the podcast or subscribe to us, if you just stumbled onto us, make sure to subscribe with your favorite subscription method. Just go to cryptocousins.com/subscribe, and you can subscribe there. And we're on DTube now, our videos, and we're on Steemit. I mean, DTube, Steemit, and Vimeo. Our videos on Vimeo as of today.
So I love Vimeo.
Yeah, I started adding videos this morning. I added Crypto Coffee this morning, so I'm going to start. I got that set up, so we're going to start adding them all there.
Things look great on Vimeo. Really great quality.
I think that gets us on Apple, the Apple TV too.
Oh,
being
nice.
on Vimeo, yeah. So don't forget to check out cryptocousins.com/donate and give us a call and leave us your comments at 747-777-9471. And always remember, you can rewind anything we say. You can hit the back.
You can rewind, yeah, and you can listen to us at a faster speed. If you want to get a 30-minute show, listen to this show at 1.5 times speed.
Oh yeah, you would have a 30-minute speed. I can't do that. I miss too much. I start drifting off.
Start drifting.
I start thinking about something. Next thing I know, instead of missing a minute, I missed 2 minutes. So, hey everyone, I appreciate you listening. Tony, anything we want to say before we get out of here?
Nope.
Okay, in that case, I love you guys. Thanks for listening.
Take care.
Thanks for listening to the Crypto Cousins podcast. Please share this podcast with anyone you know that is interested in cryptocurrency. Your friends can subscribe on iTunes at cryptocousins.com/iTunes and on Android at cryptocousins.com/play. If you want to know more about Tony or Gary, just go to tonysakala.com or garyleland.com. Make sure and join us on the next episode, and thanks for listening. The Crypto Cousins podcast and information in the podcast are not intended as investment advice. Cryptocurrencies are risky. Never invest more than you can afford to lose. Always seek professional advice before making any investment. Investing in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies may present tremendous risks. Please understand that you are using any and all information available on or through the Crypto Cousins podcast at your own risk.